Hi, and you're welcome to Friday Brief with Wendy Ologe. Phrases, actions, the things that you say that might actually be promoting sibling rivalry in your home and you never actually saw it. Now, fostering sibling rivalry can be unintentional. Many times, parents don't even know that that's what they are doing. But there are certain phrases, there are certain actions you should not find yourself in. And we've been talking about sibling rivalry. And in my book, Resolving Sibling Rivalry, I really like this book. A lot of people have reached out to say this book has helped them to actually put a lot in perspective in their parenting journey. You should get it. I am coming from a home where my own father dealt with a lot of sibling rivalry issues and we saw it growing up. And I want to believe that there are many Nigerian families that are there at that place where sibling rivalry was a thing. Not just Nigerian families, many families of the world. Sibling rivalry is a universal issue. And is it normal? No, it's just common. We can deal with it. Sibling conflict is normal, but rivalry, no, it is just something that we have normalized. Now, what are these phrases that you must avoid? Number one, why can't you be like your sibling? This is one phrase you should never find yourself in. It sets up the comparison and it can make one child feel inferior or overshadowed. Many times you find parents actually say it in good faith. And most times you don't say these things because it's something you don't really mean it in that way. But at the end of the day, what happens is you are actually setting your children up for bickering, for resentment, and something you should never do. Number two, you always get the better deal. Now, this can create resentment and a sense of unfairness. Now, you're telling the younger child, maybe the older child is complaining about something like, get it, come off it. You are always getting a better deal. Please don't say that. These are one of the phrases that you should not say. Number three, I love you more than your sibling. Hmm. Blaming one child, when you say it can lead to feeling of inadequacy and insecurity. You know that I really love you more than your siblings. You can't be saying you are actually saying it in good faith, hoping that okay, I'm trying to get this child to feel better about themselves. No, it doesn't make the child feel better. It makes the child wonder and also feel insecure. The next one is number four. You are the reason we can't do this. When you blame one child for family issues, you create divisions. You are the reason why we can't really go out. You are the reason you create division. And that's one thing you don't want to do. Another phrase is look at how well your sibling is doing. Why can't you be like that? This can cause feeling of inadequacy and competition never be found there. What are some of the actions that you put up that has been causing sibling rivalry that you want to get away from your parenting? You can't be found there. Number one is favoritism. Giving one child preferential treatment over the other can make that child feel jealous or even cause rivalry. Number two, unclear and unfair rules. Now, when you have inconsistent expectations or rules for each child, it can create a feeling of injustice. Now, a child is feeling, because I am older, that's why I'm blamed for everything. There's a very common mistake that parents make. When you actually use bet other, you use it to in a way to get your parenting right, not knowing that that can actually create a lot of distress in the family. Where you say you are too old. Don't you know you're too old? You are too old. You should know about this. Or you're too young. You can't do this. Right? So you using that other and the older parent sibling is actually feeling, I'm feeling burdened. Okay? Just because I'm older. The younger one is feeling, I am not part of this system. I feel I am inadequate just because I'm younger. So that can actually cause resentment. I remember that growing up, a lot of us had that older brother that felt was right for even when they were wrong. They told you to apologize. Somebody said, I hated my older brother because I apologized to my older brother even for things I didn't do wrong. And even till today, some of us actually have those, kind of resentment unwritten, right? That is there. Don't make the same mistake. The next one is ignoring conflict. When you don't address conflict or you dismiss it and just say, it's just children fighting. They are siblings, they are blood, they are going to be all right. You actually begin to build resentment because you're actually saying to them, oh, it doesn't really matter. And most times we actually do it, and there's this assumption that because people are blood, they are never going to have issues building a relationship. So we often wonder why people are closer to their friends than they are closer to their siblings. The reason is simple. We take our time to build our relationship with our friends. We don't never take our time to build our relationship with our siblings. We feel that is automatic. And parents actually assume that every issue, they say it's your blood, there's nothing you can do. Really? A lot of us actually are doing something. It's just that there is a cover up. We just say, I'm just going to manage it. Shame is blood, and I will just be all right. But are we really okay? These are the conversations. Then the fourth one is encouraging competition. When you reinforce a competitive environment rather than a cooperative environment, your children actually view themselves as rivals. This kind of I'm supposed to do something to surpass you. I have said before that attention is the biggest deal for every parent. And one of the things that a child is looking for is the attention of their parent. And they will compete for it. So if you're not careful the way you distribute your attention, you create a system where people resent themselves and also rivalry themselves. And lastly, public criticism. When you criticize or reprimand your children in front of others, you lead to embarrassment and rivalry. One of the things that we say is, let me just, we think that shame is a way to actually pass our message of discipline. I shared in my book, The Discipline That Works, and also discipline is not an emergency, where I wrote that shame is one of the tools you must eliminate in your parenting. But we use shame. We shame people for them being in spaces. We shame them for making mistakes. We shame them for being who they are. We use shame, and for us, we think that shame corrects misbehavior, but it never does. So a child does something, you say it in front of the older ones, you say it in front of the younger ones, you call your friends, you call your siblings, you call their aunties, you report them everywhere, you just embarrass them. What you're doing is that the child can actually start to resent the child who doesn't go, is not into trouble all the time. Now, instead, what you need to do is to foster a supportive environment where each child feels valued and heard. You need to encourage teamwork, collaboration, address conflict fairly and constructively. Now, one of the ways you can start to do this is to get into our course dealing with sibling rivalry. That course is going to actually teach you what you need to do in tangible terms, and you would also get worksheets to walk your journey through. I am rooting for you, and I am here to help. If you have parenting issues, oh, why not? Send a message directly to us and book a session for us to have a conversation with you. My name is Wendy Ologi, and I am Africa's number one parent coach. I am the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. See you again next week.
Why are you calling? Every time you just be disturbing someone, I don't even know where we are sitting. Stop calling my line, you're disturbing me. If you never call me again, I'm going to block your line.
That is what you get when you say words like they will outgrow it when children fight.
People don't just outgrow certain habits. Instead, it evolves into a norm, which could eventually break the family bond.
Are you tired of constant battles between your children? Ever wondered what it would be like to see your children as best friends, not rival? It is possible, and it can start today. The Intentional Parent Academy can help you turn your home from war zone into a place filled with love, respect, and harmony.
Our course, Dealing with Sibling Rivalry, offers practical strategy to reduce tension, improve communication, and strengthen bond between your children while restoring peace in your home.
You will learn why siblings rivalry happens, how to prevent it, and the best way to teach your children conflict resolution skills that will last to a lifetime.
It will begin running from the 9th to 11th October, so send a chat to the number on your screen to register now for just 10,500 naira only, and give your children the tools they need to thrive together.